guess. I bet you're from Select.
No, no. It is Chittagong.
Oh,
Oh,
we
yeah.
have someone else from.
Different, yeah.
Where is that?
Chittagong.
Chittagong. Oh, I know Chittagong. Chittagong. Anyone else from Chittagong?
No.
Chittagong, yeah. Abdul is from,
Yeah.
Most of the people from
Longest,
Sele.
longest beach.
from Select.
Yeah,
yes.
most of the people.
We have actually had from students from Bangladesh up in the northern part near the different area. He had a farm. Was it a tea farm? Tea. I think it was tea.
Yeah.
Grew tea. Yeah. The family farm. Tea growers. A few years back. How long have you been, Faisal? How long in USA?
It's 2 months.
2 months. Very good. Well,
First year, December 2.
December 2nd. December 2, December 2nd. So when you came from Bangladesh to Hamtramck, or did you live somewhere else first?
No, directly Hamtramck.
In Hamtramck. Do you have other family here?
Yes, my brother is here.
Here. Did he come before you?
Yeah.
He did, yeah. So welcome to Hamtramck. What do you think of winter? Were you surprised?
Surprised because when I came, it was snowfalls.
Yes.
So I'm so much excited.
By December 2nd, you were
Understand.
very much into
First time
winter.
everyone excited.
Yes.
Some people get used to it. Do you drive a car?
No, I have no car, but I learned.
You're learning how to drive. Did you drive a car in Bangladesh?
Yeah.
So when you drive a car in Michigan in winter, little different. Many things to be careful of. The driving, the parking,
Yeah.
other cars, being able to see out your window when it's covered with salt, many things. So you came in, you know, we started this class for some people last September, and some people have been here since September. Some people started last week, so we have different groups of people that have come in. So we'll try to blend it in to make this useful for you. Some people are here to practice speaking better. Some people are here to learn vocabulary and English words. Some people have had a career, a job in Bangladesh.
Yes.
And then they come here and say, well, my English is not so great. What shall I do? So for each of you, it may be different to learn what you need to go forward. And today, I wanted to spend a little time today not doing so much grammar and the English rules for speaking, but a little bit about government and U.S. history and information about USA and why it's important. Why it's important. We all know that in the month of February, we will have a holiday, not this coming Monday, but the Monday after that. So there will be no school. It's called President's Day. What kind of holiday is that? What do you think? Why a day off for President's Day? Why do you think? Any guess? Well, there are two very famous presidents that had birthdays in February. One of them is George Washington. Do you know George Washington?
He was the first president.
The first president. And the other one was Abraham Lincoln. Yes. George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. Two very, very famous presidents.
Yeah.
For different reasons. And so they used to each have a special day. Oh, the president's birthday. Hooray, hooray. And then they said, well, there's so many presidents. Let's have one day in the year to give respect to all the people who have been president of the United States. So there have been quite a number. And we are now in president number 47. 47, Donald Trump. Today is a very special day regarding George Washington because, let's see if this pen is working. Always getting this stuff on me. If I get it on my nose, you'll know what it is. It's powder.
For July Independence Day.
Independence Day. What happened on 4th of July, 1776, Independence Day? What happened? What happened on that day?
Fighting, American people fighting with British people, right?
That was the beginning.
And British Empire.
Oh no, it wasn't the end of them, but it was the end in what we now have as the United States. So in 1776, July 4th, the people who were governing in charge of the American colonies said, no more king. King George of England, we don't want you. Go away. And so, did the king say, okay? No. There was a war between the American colonies. How many colonies? Who remembers? 13 colonies, yes. All along the Atlantic coast. Remember, this is a long time ago. No roads, no railroads, people coming. They said, we want to be our own country. So they said, we will be a new country. But they had no rules. No rules for how to do this. They had to make a constitution, write a constitution. They had to make the laws. They had to figure out the money, how to do this, to have a government that gets money, pays money. Very complicated. From scratch. England wasn't going to help them. The king was not going to help them. So they spent a lot of time fighting. It was called the Revolutionary War. Revolutionary War in the USA. Many countries have had Revolutionary War, but this was our Revolutionary War. And then, on this date, this is another pen. I have a better one here.
For delegates from the 13 colonies, George Washington as president.
As president. What are electors? Do we know what electors are? Think about the word elect.
Yeah.
What does that mean to elect someone?
Select someone.
Like select, yes, to pick them, to say, yep, you're the one, I elect you. So in voting, people elect someone, they choose them to be. But at this time, in 1789, voting, registration, what? Democracy, what? So the people in charge of each government, 13 colonies, each one had a government. The important people in those colonies, each colony said, we will choose a president. And they all chose one man, George Washington. Unanimous. What does that mean, unanimous? Unanimous means everyone agreed. Everyone agreed.
Everyone selected George Washington.
Everyone selected him. No one said, no George Washington, I want him. It was unanimous. Why did they pick George Washington? Why did they pick him? Why do you think?
He was the founder of the Revolutionary War.
He was the big general. He won the war. And they liked him. People liked him.
Yes.
Many of these people from the 13 colonies, in fact, almost more, said, we want George Washington to be the king. So we would have a king of the United States. And if George Washington had said yes, we would have had a king. But George Washington said no. We will have a president who will be elected and chosen, and he will be elected for 4 years, then another election. People decide. He chose to not be a king. He chose to be a president. And so that is today. This is a very important day. The United States had a president, George Washington. What else do we know about George Washington? He was a general, and he was in the war, and the colonies won, and the British slowly left. They were not happy.
Slowly.
So what do we know about George Washington? Yes, Abdul.
He is very patriot and mankind.
He was very what?
Patriot. That is, he loved his own country very much.
Oh, patriot.
Yes.
Patriot. Patriot. Do we know that word?
Yes.
He believed in this country, not the king,
Yes.
but the colonies. He was from an area that is now called Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. How did it get that name? Who is Washington, D.C. named after?
DC.
Who? What person?
Is it
Was named for him. Washington, District of Columbia, as the capital of the U.S. Why did they pick that place? Where it is, Washington, D.C. That was his farm. That he was a farmer. He had a big farm, very big. His family made money as a farm. They didn't build boats. He wasn't a doctor. He wasn't a university professor. He wasn't a scientist. His family had a big farm. So many people see George Washington as being, at this time, making a very important decision. We will have a president, not a king, not royalty, but we will have a president. So that's why today is very important. So I have a lot of papers for you, and we'll go through this, start to go through this in a minute, but the other person I want to remind you, when we have President's Day, the other one is Abraham Lincoln. Why is he important? Why?
It says very most important title. It is for democracy, by the people, for the people, of the people.
Well, we're going to read that for today. That was here at this time. We the people, way before Abraham Lincoln. But what did Abraham Lincoln do? Why famous? When was Abraham Lincoln president? Who remembers that? Any idea? It's on your paper, but I'll go through that paper in a minute.
1789.
What is the serial number?
1860.
Abraham Lincoln was elected president in 1860. And right after he got elected, the people who hated him said, "We don't want to be part of the United States, no!" And half the states said, "We're out." And he said, "One nation, all the states." And we had another war, a civil war. What does civil war mean? Civil war.
Administration war.
What?
Administration war.
Like what? Give me an example.
Administrative officers.
Administrative
Officers
officials.
who does war. War.
Okay, a little different. A civil war means within the same country. So,
North and South.
in the U.S., it was the North against the South. The Southern states said, "We're out." And the North said, "Well, I don't like this." If it had been a different president, he would have said, "Okay, you're out of here, go." But Abraham Lincoln said, "No way." And so he said, "We will be one country." The Civil War means people within the country fight each other. So each of you, I think everyone here is from Bangladesh or from Yemen. Yes? Even my ancestors from Europe had places there where there was civil war. If you have one country fighting another country, that's not a civil war. That's just war. But civil war means within the country. So Abraham Lincoln was successful. The country stayed together. That's one very famous thing for Abraham Lincoln. The second very famous thing for Abraham Lincoln is that while he was president, slavery. Do we know slavery? What does slavery mean?
A man say another man who is the strongest and biggest, he have lots money, he put a man and bundle with a rope and go to market and sell this person. It's called the
Yes,
slavery.
it was ownership of people.
Yeah.
To own people and make them work for you, and you have all rights for them. All rights, slavery. And so that ended during Abraham Lincoln. Very famous person. What happened to Abraham Lincoln? Did he die of old age in his bed?
No,
What happened?
someone killed.
Shot him in the head.
Someone's
What is the name for that kind of killing? Assassination. We'll talk about that later. But he was killed while he was in office. So that's President's Day. But let's go back to some of the things I gave you and go over this. This sheet kind of keep with you, and it's not complete because it ends with President Barack Obama, who was the 44th president. Okay?
44.
44, yes. So there are other presidents. Who has been president since then? Since Obama? Who came after Obama?
Joe Biden.
Yes, but right after Obama, Trump. Trump won. Trump, the first election. Then after Trump, Biden. Then after Biden, Trump. Second, and sometimes they say Trump 1, Trump 2, like that, just to keep in mind. Notice how this is done, just so you don't get mixed up. It has numbers, but it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then flip the page, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. So back and forth. That's the way the book was made. We're going to spend, in the next couple of weeks, we'll spend time talking about the first 5. The first 5. Because these were the people, the first 5 presidents on here, were the people who basically developed, I don't have it up here, the rules for government that we live by today. The Constitution. Do we know the Constitution?
Yeah.
Well, that's another sheet I gave you.
So,
Yes.
if I told Abraham Lincoln was 1860, but then 1861.
The election is on the even year. He was elected in the November of 1860. But when you take office, it's in the next year.
Oh, I get it.
So, for example, the last president election we had was in what year? What year? 2024. Even number.
December.
When did the president take office? 2025.
Yeah, like Donald Trump. Right?
Yes. So the next president election will be in 2028. But they will not take office
2029.
until 2029. So you'll notice how these dates operate.
4 years.
There are a few on here that will be a little different. If you go on the first page, down here on number 35, you find President number 35,
John F. Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy, JFK,
Yeah. JFK Airport.
JFK Airport.
Yeah.
Yes.
John F. Kennedy.
Look here, it says, 1961, 1963. What? It's not 4 years. What happened?
Dead.
Assassinated, killed.
Shot at someone.
Pardon?
Shot at someone.
Someone shot him. Yes. Pardon?
What's it on the card?
Then notice number 36.
36.
6 years?
1963. It's not an even number. What happened? How did that happen? He was the president. He was the vice president.
Oh.
And he took over. But then, the end of Kennedy's term would have been in 1964.
Yes.
But because he died in 1964, there was an election, and Lyndon Baines Johnson became president, was elected president. So you can kind of figure out how that happened. Let's see if there's another one here. Where are we? Take a look at number 37. Number 37. He was elected in 1960. Well, we won't go through this anyway, but that was another one where the vice president took over. The dates don't quite help us with that. But anyway, keep that because we'll talk about these guys. The next one I have for you that's informational is the one with the counties. We won't go into this now, but hang on to this because when we're talking about government, we know that we have a city government, we know we have a state government, we have a U.S. federal government, but we also have counties. Counties, yes. A county is an area with a governing board that takes care of certain things. So, for example, how does that affect us here in Hamtramck? We live in Wayne County. Can you find it on here? Wayne County, number 82, down at the bottom right. Yeah. We have in Michigan, there are 83 counties, and they're by alphabet, not size or anything else. But number 82 is Wayne County. And that is Hamtramck, Detroit, Dearborn, all the way out to the airport, Metro Airport, a little bit past that, Wayne County. And how does that affect us? Well, several reasons. Number one, many of our roads are taken care of by the county roads. We have a sheriff, law enforcement, Wayne County Sheriff's Department. It also has to do with Hamtramck Public Schools, Wayne County Educational Department. We're part of that. So the fact that you are here today and have school in this library in Wayne County, it is part of Wayne County educational system, as well as Hamtramck. So you can see Hamtramck, Detroit, Dearborn, Highland Park, all part of Wayne County educational system. So hang on to this as we talk about county. So the other one I have for you, and we will do some reading on this. This one says, learn about the United States. And this is from a book that is the civics test,
Nature of American value.
that when you take the test to become a citizen, you will read this book to be able to ask or to answer questions when you are interviewed. Anyone here going to become a citizen in the U.S.? Never? Anyone want to become a U.S. citizen?
Yeah, I want.
Okay. How long do you have to be here?
5 years.
5 years.
5 years.
And 4 years, 9 months. Then after you come apply for citizenship.
That rule can change, but right now it's 5 years. And they will interview and ask you questions.
Ready.
Pardon?
Reading or writing.
Most of it's verbal, but it can change. It may be some writing.
Yeah, writing.
So we have to pay attention. And so those of you that, anyone here already a U.S. citizen? Is anyone here a citizen already? I have some in my afternoon class that are already a U.S. citizen. For those of you that are not interested in being a U.S. citizen, think about it. Because what are some of the advantages of being a U.S. citizen? Why? Why become a U.S. citizen? Abdul.
Because this country's laws is safe and security make everybody. All over the world there is no safe security for a human being. Only America, state, USA have a safe security for this main and too much main important point. This I mean it is only for every person in all over the world came to USA. That's the most right. Everything has right. You have rights everywhere.
Well, a little bit different, but it is for your security for several reasons. When you have U.S. citizenship, the government of the United States, their job is to protect you,
Right.
wherever you are. If you're in another country, anywhere, to protect you. And if you are not a citizen, it is not their job to protect you. The laws apply to all people who live here. If you are here with a green card, the laws protect you. But the force of the government will not protect you in certain ways if you are not a citizen. Right now we are going through some trouble in the United States, conflict about these issues. And right now, some people that are not citizens, that have green cards, that have documents saying, yes, you can be in the US, are being picked up by ICE and put into detention, like jail and prison. And it's very complicated. But people that are a citizen, if they are picked up, it is illegal. It is not legal for the government to keep them. And attorneys will pull them out. Unless in a few cases where there's even more trouble. So I would advise all of you to really make the decision to get citizenship papers if you want to live here. If you want to live here. My grandparents came here. My grandparents came to U.S. from Norway and then went back to Norway in about 1922. Long time ago, over 100 years ago. My grandfather became a citizen, full citizen of U.S. My grandmother, I'm not going to work, I'm just going to be mother of my children, take care of the house. She did not. This was a long time ago. But today, if I was her grandson, I would say, Grandma, get your papers for safety, to make sure something bad didn't happen. Things have changed. We're very tense country right now. We hope things will settle down a bit, but it won't settle down for a while. We have some trouble ahead. So the first thing I want you to look at here on this is, we just do the highlights here. The first part says, the American government. And we're going to read this later on today. This is just a brief introduction to the American government. Then go down to A. It says, Principles of American Democracy. The principles are the most important ideas. The first one being, what is the supreme law of the land? The answer to that is right there, the Constitution. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land.
I think American government provided good its constitution. It is famous all over the world.
It is totally famous.
It is famous for civil rights, people's rights, administration and sincerity to keep all people very good.
Who thought up this Constitution? Who did it? And some others that are not on here. Very brilliant people. Where did they get their ideas? Where did they study? How did they know this information to do this? They used information from all over the world. They said, well, we see what places have a king and queen, not so good. They got many things from France. France was in the process of kicking out their own king and queen. They had a horrible French Revolution. But there were people thinking about, what do we do instead of a king? So American scholars, important people, went to France to figure out what are they going to do. We don't like what England did with the king and queen. England is a little bit different. England has what's called common law. What was done before, we do it again. What is common? This is how we do it. They do have a constitution, but it's different. The other place that the U.S. got their ideas was from the Native American people who lived here. The tribal people who lived here. How did they make decisions? Do we know anything about Native Americans? They lived in groups and tribes. And who was able to speak in those tribes? Everyone. They all had a voice to make decisions. The men, the women, not the kids, but the adults. And they would pick a spokesperson, the chief.
Yes.
Many of our methods of doing things are based on that principle. So we're going to study that, and then number 2 says, what does the Constitution do? 3 main things. Sets up the government. How do we do this? What is the government? Who are the people going to be in it? Then the next one is defines the government. Gives a definition for each thing that they do. And the third one protects basic rights of Americans. When they set up the government, at first, they had rules. How do we do elections? Where do we have business going on? How do we pay for things, get money, and so on? But then they said, wait a minute. We need to have some rules to protect people. And those are the basic rights in the Bill of Rights. We will talk about that. The Bill of Rights. The first one being freedom of speech. Do we know freedom of speech? What does that mean?
It means I talk everything. What I believe, what I think.
What you think,
Yeah.
what you believe, you can express that.
Yeah.
You can express it verbally. You can put it in a newspaper. Today, you can do it on internet. You can do it on cell phone. But at one time, we didn't have that. So, freedom of expression, freedom of the press. But the other one that's part of that, freedom of religion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most important.
Most important. What does that mean? Freedom of religion.
Nobody disturb anyone to obey his religion, participate the beating of his religion. Nobody disturb. Willingly, everybody make decision to participate in his own religion's program.
You can participate in your own religion or own belief. Any controls on that are very important to think about. So if I said, with freedom of speech, if I said, I want to talk my ideas, that's okay. But what if I say something that's not true? If I tell a lie, can I do that?
Yes.
I can do that.
Yeah.
But if I tell a lie and it hurts you and you say, I'm going to sue you for lying, you can do that. But the other protection is if I'm in the grocery store and I scream, fire! No fire. I'm hurting people. It's endangering people. So there are always regulations on things. We have freedom, but regulations. to make sure it doesn't get out of control. Then the last one we're going to talk about, number 3, the idea of self-government is in the first 3 words of the Constitution. Very important to remember this. We, the people.
Yeah.
In the end, decisions are made by the people, not the president, not the Congress, the people. People select people, and if they don't like what they did, out. Get rid of them. So there's more here, but we're going to start with those 3. What else do I have written here? It's kind of a framework. This page. We all have this one? Yes?
American Coca-Cola.
It says Section 5, American Democracy. So we'll kind of go through some of these blanks. And this is from the section on citizenship testing. And number up there at the top, it says July 4th, 1776. And then a space. What should you write in?
July 4, 1776, American Independence Day.
Yep. You got it. I never got to our day and date there. I better put this up. And this is a new pen and it's very sticky ink. Weather here, this is going to be a little different than what it was yesterday. What do we have for today? How's our weather?
Sunny.
Sunny? Any wind? Calm. What else can we say? Describing today. Look outside to see a little bit of haze around the sun. Some haze. Put down here what I heard on the news. Continued cold weather. I think when I came in today, it was 19 degrees Fahrenheit. Remember in US, we use the Fahrenheit system. So number 1 up here at the top. Top by July 4th, 1776, American Independence Day. Then for number 1,
Excuse
the
me.
United States is,
I have a question.
yes,
Can I write the first when I start any writing, small letter or capital letter,
For what?
you write American.
You wanna be make a
Yeah.
Capital,
first word,
capital.
first word.
This one is always capital. This is a special day. Capital, capital. A proper noun. Capital letters start a proper noun.
In our country, we write this is capital. You know, we know wrong. We know wrong. We write the capital letter is A.
American is always capital.
Yeah,
Always
you
capital.
write A like that.
In our country, we write this like
Same thing if I said, you are Bengali, capital B.
Yeah.
Bangladeshi, capital B.
Yeah.
So, number one, the United States is what?
Democracy country.
You could say, and no longer a blank of England,
Oh, where?
colony.
Oh,
So the first one, the second part is
Country or nation.
country or nation. We use them pretty much the same way. What nation are you from? What country are you from?
Not theirs, it is nation.
Number two, we'll have to do some reading, get into this. Number two, this, remember guarantee from a
Self-determination.
couple days ago? We talked about a guarantee. What is a guarantee? A warranty, a promise that someone will do something. The government says we guarantee the right to self-determination or to govern itself. The U.S. government does not have to go to England to make its laws and rules. The second part says document 2, 1789. We talked about today being the first president who took office. But let's think about this, because the answer here that I want you to know is, yeah, I'll get this before I start erasing. If I erase too fast, tell me stop. The Constitution, the law of the land, was signed. And on this day in 1789, after they had a constitution, they said, we now will select a president, which they did. And the first president, George Washington, took office.
This is
And that line across the top. And number 3, follow this along. This is what and is based on the rule of law.
rule of law. Yeah, this is.
This will come up. Number 3, down there. This is law of the land and is based on the rule of law, and it is the Constitution. Lots of T's there. So if you are asked a civics question, what is the law of the land in the U.S.? The Constitution.
The Constitution.
If someone says, what is the Constitution? You say, it is the law of the land. The law of the land. The rules. The rules for our government and the laws.
Right.
Number 4.
Yeah.
Hold on. You got ahead of us here. Number 4. The rule of law means that means that
All men
are equal.
equal.
When I put down there the word man or men, it also means men and women. At the time this was written, they didn't include women in this language. But the Constitution means all people in the U.S. What does that mean? No one is above the law. Above the law.
Everyone included as well.
Everyone is included in the law.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Rule of law.
What does included mean? The law applies to everyone.
Another rule of law.
So that, we have to remember that the Constitution talks about people in the U.S. It includes people who are citizens, non-citizens. All people who live in the community are responsible for following the law. Number 5.
Amen Manipula number M-E-N, manipula.
This is a big one. It's hard to read. Number 5.
The right to
All
life.
people have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That means you can decide for yourself. And it also means that someone can't come and take your life. We have to remember that when there was a king of England, and if the king of England said, "I don't like you, I'm going to cut off your head,"
Yes.
he could do that because he's the king. But the government said, you have a right to life. You have a right to freedom, liberty, freedom. And pursuit of happiness means you can do what you would like to do.
Pursue.
Number 6, and we'll stop 6 on this one for today. What I want to do. Number 6 says the idea of self-government is in the first 3 words of the Constitution. We, the people. I'll put 6 up here. We, the people. We, the people. Turn your page over to the other side. I want to at least cover most of this part today. Can I erase this? Yes? I know this is small print, so I'm going to help you to understand what these mean. Up at the top, Section 6, American government. The system. What is a system?
Rules and regulation.
System is part of the rules. Electrical system. What's that?
Electoral system.
Education system. Office system. It's how things work together. The system. The school system. We have the superintendent, we have teachers, we have principals, we have classrooms, we have students. This is, so the first one up there is image one. What does image mean? Picture, yes, an image. In this case, it's a diagram. The image is of a diagram showing us things. Oh, it's tiny print, and don't even try to think about it. I can't do it. Need a magnifying glass. But the first one, you can see this, it says separation of powers. What does that mean?
Separation of
powers.
That's mean different power.
Different powers. Yes.
Like
I have certain powers. That group has certain powers. This one has.
Decentralization of power.
There are 3 parts on here. Notice. That's the key here. Which one is the most important? You think? If we have separation of powers, and I say, wait a minute, I'm the most important. You do what I tell you. Not going to work. All 3 have equal powers.
Federal government power.
Federal powers. So up here, separation of powers. Separation of powers. Just later. The first one on the left there, legislative. What is that?
Legislative.
super law.
The laws. Yes. Who makes the laws? I'm always crossing law. Congress. Then we're talking about the United States government. You have to remember we have state governments, county governments, city governments, but we're talking now about the federal system. The laws are made by Congress. 2 groups.
Congress and Democrat.
What?
Congress and Democrat.
Senate,
No,
Senate,
it's
Congress and
not.
Senate.
Sorry.
Congress and Senate.
What?
Congress and Senate.
No.
Almost.
No, Democrat and Republican.
Democrat and Republican is two parties name.
Hang on, we'll get to that.
Yeah, Senate.
Okay.
Senate.
The Senate.
Yeah.
Senate and
Higher side.
House.
Upper
Senate
house or
and
lower
House.
Upper house.
Oh, have you been to the Opera House? Who likes opera? Opera House? This is not, yesterday we talked about housing, condominiums. The House is very special. The House of Representatives. Okay? So this is Congress. Senate and House of They make the laws.
Yes.
So who are these people? They are people elected from states and areas. The state of Michigan has 2 senators. The state of New York has how many senators? The state of California has how many senators? What state has the most people? It used to, but California. California has the most. What state has the fewest people? It's either Wyoming or Alaska. About 1 million. California, 45 million. They all have 2 senators. 2 from each state. Big state, small state. Lots of people, few people. 2. How many states are there?
52.
50 states. 2 in each state. 100. The magic number. 100. The House of Representatives, they represent smaller areas. For example, here in Hamtramck area. People in northern Michigan. My map up here. Up here, they have a different person. And so, how many people are representatives in the House of Representatives? How many? Did I hear a number?
300. 135.
Based on population. So, one state, it's either Alaska or Wyoming, has only 1 representative. Other states like California, New York, Texas have many. Michigan has, oh my God, I get these numbers mixed up, either 13 or 14. Sort of in the middle. So more people, more representatives. If people leave the state, population goes down, oh, they lose a representative. And the way it works is that the legislation comes to the House, they pass it, then it goes to the Senate, and they say yes or no to pass a law. Is it done? Is that it? If the legislature passes a law and it says, when the sun isn't shining, we won't have school. No school when it's cloudy. Can they pass that law? They could. But now what happens? Remember, separation of powers. Executive. That's the president. That's a U. What does that stand for?
Vice President.
Vice President.
Cabinet
President and cabinet. He's the executive. Their job is to make sure that the laws are followed. Follow the law. But when they pass something, the president has to say, yep, or nope, yes or no. Up, no. So if the president passes a law, or if they pass a law and he signs it, another group over here. Courts, the judges,
The judicial.
third group of government. They look at the law. They look at if it got signed. And then they say, wait a minute. Is that in the Constitution? Can you do that? And they'll say, they'll vote and they'll decide. And if they say, no, it cannot become law. That's their job, to make sure that it's in the law. Remembering that they have to follow the Constitution. Freedom of expression, the freedom to choose, freedom of life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, and making decisions. So we have three branches of government. Legislative, executive, and you could say courts or judicial. What is the highest court? Supreme Court. Most of you, where you come from, you have a high court. They may call it Supreme Court or the highest court, something like that. So then over on, that's image 2, and that, the first one is separation of powers. The second one, we're not going to get into this today because it's complicated. It has to do with image 2. Separation of powers is 1. That other one that's a triangle is triangle has to do with checks and balance. What they do to stop one from being too powerful. How they do it. And then the third one over on the right, you'll see a donkey and an elephant. Those are symbols of the two main political parties in the United States. Democrat and Republican. We do have some other smaller parties that seem to, once in a while, elect a few people, but not for the main offices that we have. And so currently, right now, the President of the United States is a Republican. Joe Biden was a...
Sorry.
Joe Biden was a...
No, Democrat.
Democrat. We have a governor. Jennifer Granholm. Is she a Democrat or a Republican? Jennifer Granholm, our governor in the state of Michigan. She's a Democrat. So we have different political party and different two main parties, and some are in charge of one thing, some are in charge of another. Right now, I took this off, but when we were over there with Congress, right now, the Republican Party has more people in the Senate. The Republican Party has more people in the House. But we have an election coming up this year. And so each party is trying to elect more people. So you see how this works. So number one, the three branches of government are executive, legislative, executive, and judicial. I took it off. I should. That's for number one. 3 parts. Then number 2 says the 3 branches have different jobs and interact with each other. There are 2 ways to make sure the system works and no branch becomes too powerful. This is number 1. Ways to keep
Elections,
we have elections,
Elections, impeachment.
impeachment. We know what an election is. We choose new people, other people go out. But what does impeachment mean? Have you heard that term? It means when someone is in office and people decide, no, this person has to leave. The legislature votes and they are removed from office. Impeachment. And that does happen. Number 3, the 2 major political parties in the U.S. are Democrat and Republican. You see this right here. My pen is running out, but number 4 is a little bit tricky, and there's a reading that goes with this. Number 4, the federal government rules the entire U.S., the United States. The Constitution gives powers to the federal government important. This is for to decide federal laws. Yep. The federal government. Federal laws. But number 5 says the state government rules a specific state. The Constitution gives powers to the state to provide state laws. Number 5.
So by state law,
State laws. Who has a driver's license? If you have a driver's license, where did you get your driver's license from? Michigan. State of Michigan. Secretary of State.
Yes.
Not federal. It is state. State by state. State laws. Who makes the rules about our school?
Michigan State. That means state law.
Wayne County, Michigan. So the rule is, if it's not in the Constitution to give the federal government the power to do something, the state does it. So if you look at the Constitution, does it say anything in there about driver's licenses? In the Constitution? Think about this. 1789. Did they have driver's licenses? Did anybody have a car in 1789? It hadn't been invented yet. Yes. So, if it's not in the Constitution and a law is passed, it comes from the state. So the state law and the federal government make decisions. The other thing that we have that the state takes care of is, and this is in the Constitution, elections. Who runs elections? The state. It says in the Constitution, elections will be run by the states. How many states do we have? 50 states. The federal government does not run the election. For city government, for state government, for federal government, it is managed by state, by state, by state. We'll stop with this today. I have to run over to Horizon. Yesterday, some people asked me about Burlington. Remember Burlington? I did not get a hold of Cole yesterday. I know you asked me. I'm going to go over there and see if he got the list. If he does give me the list today, I have your phone numbers. I will either text you or let you know. Those of you that are new, it will take a few days for you to get, and it may be today. Faisal, do you know Burlington? Burlington is a language learning program for English that you can go online and do it at home on a computer or even your cell phone. To practice speaking, reading, information, vocabulary, and it's a good program. But you need a password, a username and a password to get on. Well, have a good weekend. I'm sorry it's going to be cold Saturday morning, but by the time we come back Monday, You should be much nicer.
बोले ना
We're going to be warming up. And then on Monday, we're going to do some reading about this. I gave you a lot of information today. But just, this is a basic part of where we're headed with this. And we'll talk a little bit about issues of government. I hope so. History, politics, government, state government. So, we'll see you Monday. Any questions? What I do want, Faisal, should have asked you. If you could put, thank you, and then write your phone number next to your name. A phone number. Yes, right there. See you Monday. Thank you, sir. For Burlington, you're new, so maybe take a few days. A few days for you. You've been here last week. So when did you come? Last week.
Before last week.
Before you may be in. You're new. Maybe it usually takes 4 or 5 days. Pardon? Second day, so that's too soon. But I told him about you, so maybe it's best. Chittagonian.
I like that.
What is that?
Like a week. The famous fish.
What is it?
Hilsha fish.
Hilsha.
Yeah, Hilsha.
Hilsha fish.
Yeah, this is famous fish of the Asian country.
Where do you get Hilsha fish?
Our country in Bangladesh. And Chittagong.
I want some right now. Where can I go?
Supermarket.
Which supermarket? The grocery off of Carpenter, the one in the back?
Yeah, Italy.
Italy, that's a big fish market.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Italy or Alaska. You know Alaska?
Yes.
Alaska.
Every grocery.
Any kind of grocery. Alaska, Italy, or Chinese grocery.
Chinese groceries is also
Maybe
kept.
one day we'll have to talk about food and fish. Is that your favorite fish?
No, I don't. You like it?
What? You don't like fish?
Yeah, because I don't like never but
Ah. Bone.
What?
Fish bone.
Fish bones?
Yeah, the bones are frozen.
Oh, you're not supposed to eat the bone, you pick it apart. If you get a bone stuck in your throat, eat bread. Dry bread.
Rice.
Rice and then push it.
Japanese bone is very difficult.
Oh, you can't see them?
You go to
Very,
doctor.
the bone is very little that side.
The fish I like here in the U.S. is called salmon.
Yeah, it's very tasty.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Big bones, so you can see them. But I like fish.
But little but I don't like. Big one I like.
The big fish?
Yeah.
All right,
Okay, see you Monday.
see you Monday. Very good.
Have a good day.
What would you like? Pardon? Which one? Sherlock Holmes? Take it. Excellent.
These old stones.
Wait.
This I had 3.
This one is same one. I have another one, but it's not here right now. You know him?
Yeah.
Famous.
Yes. Very famous.
Enjoy. Nice to meet you.
Yesterday is my class, so I need them to
From yesterday?
yes.